By the end of this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know to get started with the basics of calorie counting in just 5 minutes. You know what time it is. Everybody, welcome to Weigh-In Time. I am Patrick. It is the Sunday weigh-in, so drop your gains, your losses, your tips and your tricks into the comment section below. And of course, if you find this video useful, then please consider dropping it a like, subscribing, hitting the bell icon to get future videos like this. I've lost over 2 stone recently in the last few months with calorie counting, but I know it can seem a little bit confusing, but this video is here to help. Let's get started. What is calorie counting? Well, it's using your basal metabolic rate and a calorie deficit in order to lose weight and to stay healthy. But before we start talking about calorie counting, we need to talk about that basal metabolic rate. It's also known as a BMR. That is the amount of calories that your body burns while doing things like scrolling through TikTok, watching YouTube, or sleeping. Everyone's heard about the guide of 2,500 calories for a man and 2,000 calories for a woman. Sorry ladies, this is basically your calorie amount on average that you need to maintain a healthy body weight. However, everyone's BMR is different, so I'll tell you how you can find your BMR shortly. A calorie deficit is the amount of calories that you need to stay under in order to lose weight. For example, using that 2,500 calorie BMR, but you only eat 2,000 calories, that would keep you in a 500 calorie deficit. The idea is to burn more calories than you eat, and calorie counting is just a way of logging calories that you eat and staying within your calorie deficit amount. Everyone is different, and so is every BMR, and you can find your BMR by either going to the link in the description or just googling "get your calorie deficit" or calorie calculator, and lots will appear. You can also use apps like MyFitnessPal and it will gather the information for you. Now you will be asked your gender, your age, your height and how active you are. Now this is not a dating profile, you've got to be honest. If you're 5'11", you're 5'11", you're not 6 foot. If you don't do any exercise, say that. You will also be asked how much weight you would like to lose. Now, most calorie calculators set the highest amount of calories that you can lose per week is 2 pounds. But after you've given all of the information, it will give you your BMR plus also your calorie deficit amount. Now, bearing in mind, your BMR changes as your weight changes, so make sure you keep it updated. After you get your calorie deficit amount and your BMR, it's time to start counting those calories. In the past, you'd have to use a pen, paper and a calculator, but now there are so many different types of apps available. For example, I use MyFitnessPal. You could also use NutriCheck and the Fitbit app, as well as others. Actually, out of interest, which one of these do you use? Let me know in the comment section below. All of these apps have a database of food and a barcode scanner. All you do, you scan the food with the barcode scanner and enter the portion size, and that's it. If they don't have a barcode, or when it scans and nothing appears, then just enter it manually, and if nothing is available or nothing's on the food, then I generally tend to choose the food which is as close as possible, and I generally tend to go for a slightly higher calorie one just because it's better than nothing. It's not ideal, but if that's your only option, there is no other way around it. And again, restaurants always ask them, once you have scanned or entered the information, just click the add button and that's it. You counted your first calories. Now remember, as you gain or lose weight, you need to adjust your BMR on the apps as well, because obviously it does change. So make sure you keep it updated, or you can use a smart scales like the Renfo scales that I use. There's a link for 10% off in the description, because that automatically sends the data to like MyFitnessPal and the Fitbit app as well. Now you're thinking, right, that's easy. As long as I stay within my calorie deficit, that's it, right? Well, sort of. However, you need to look into the right amount of macros. What are macros and why are they so important? Well, do you know when you look at something and you see the calorie amount on the back of the packet, macros are pretty much everything that live under that calorie amount on the food labels. They include your fat, your fiber, your protein. Now, I'm not going to go too much into why they're important and what you need to do with them, because obviously there are tons of videos out there. But when you enter all that truthful information and you get your BMR and you get your calorie deficit, they normally give you a macro amount as well, like how much protein you should have, how much fiber you should have, and how much fat you should stay within your food. Now, this is really, really, really important because your body needs these nutrients to stay healthy. So you know about the calorie deficit, you know about the calorie counting part, and we know about your basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of calories that your body burns while just sitting and watching me. But exercise. The more you exercise, the more calories you burn. So using the example of 2,500 calories in a day, when you go for a walk, a run, maybe a salsa lesson, you'll burn more calories basically. So instead of burning maybe 2,500 calories, you'll burn 3,000 calories. Now, if you still eat 2,000 calories, then you have a deficit of 1,000 calories extra. And pretty much that's the basics of calorie counting. Get your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, get your calorie deficit, stay within it, have the right amount of macros, and you will lose weight and stay healthy. Hopefully you have found this video useful. If you have, drop it a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more videos like that. Of course, it is the Sunday weigh-in, so drop your gains, your losses, your tips, and your tricks in the comment section below. Whatever time of day you're watching this, have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon on another weigh-in time.